Now we should actually be live. Make sure it's live on my phone and make sure my sound is off.
Hey, there we are. I see you now.
Yay! All right, first try. Good thing you checked that one. We were starting to get into the intro, and then I forgot to hit the go live button. One of these days I'll check the auto start button, but I guess I'm afraid that I'll hit it on accident and then start streaming something I don't want to be streaming. So I don't know. It is what it is. And I see Elytron's in the chat. Hello, Elytron. But I guess we should start our usual intro routine. So hi, Mama. How are you doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
Doing all right. Yeah. So we missed a couple of weeks of Sudoku. The reason for that is Mum's computer decided it didn't want to have the right setting in BIOS, so it didn't want to launch Windows. So that was really frustrating. But we got that one fixed. And then last week was the election, and I had volunteered to be a poll clerk. So I helped people check in for polling. I helped them use the polling machines and all of that. So that was fun. Yeah. Anything that you were up to these last couple of weeks, Mama?
Had friends in, so I had people in my house for a couple of weeks. That was good.
Yeah, having companies can definitely be very nice. But we are ready to do some Sudokus. At least I am. Are you ready, Mama?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Then, Sudoku. Oops. Sudoku browser needs to be that one. There we go. Now we can transition over. All right. And I gotta actually click on the browser window. All right. So this one is 2024 912 PB and Chip by Chip Sounder. Standard 6x6 Sudoku rules apply. Each row, column, and 2x3 box must contain all the digits from 1 to 6. Little Killer. Clues outside the grid with an arrow show the sum of the digits on the indicated diagonal. Sandwich. Clues outside the grid without an arrow show the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 6 in the row or column. Rocky pairs. Black dots separate digits in a 1 to 2 ratio, while white dots separate consecutive digits. Not all possible dots are necessarily given. All right. So we've got a sandwich clue here, sandwich clue there, and the others are little killers. So these are 10, so that's got to be a 4 and a 6, and in 6x6 Sudokus, you can't put a 6 in the middle. So we've got 3 and 5 on the other side there, and a 1 and 2 here. Well, you know this is 3, 4, 5, and this is 1, 2, and 6. So the maximum of those two is 11. So that would be a 2. If I had a 1 and a 5, that would be 6, but I couldn't put a 7 here to make 13, so 1's not possible there. 2 and 5 is 7, but I can do a 6 for 13. 3 and 6 is 9, so I can do a 4, 3, so yeah, can't put a 5, but yeah, you can put most of the other stuff on there. But if that's in a 1 to 2 ratio, and that's in a 1 to 2 ratio, we know 5 has to be in here, so that one's not a 5. So now, 2 and 4 is 6, and I can't use 7, so this has to be a 6. And now this is either a 3 or a 4, because those two have to be 7, which makes this a 6 or a 2, because you can't double 4 to make 8. This one has to be 1, 2, or 4, because you can't do 3 and 6, so the 2 actually comes off of that, making that a 3 and a 6, and then we've got 1, 4, 1, 5.
Well, and since that's a 3, that places the 4
Right.
in box.
Because this needs to be 13.
Yeah, the 1, 2 is now resolved in box 6 by the
Right,
1,
because the
5.
1, 5 there. So that's 2, 4, 3, 6, 1, 5. A 6 here means this needs to be 8, which is going to have to be 3 and 5. 15 means I need 10 in these 3, because I've got 5 there.
Well, the sandwich clue on the outside of row 2
Forces a 6 on the other side of the 1. So
places 6 in box 3.
One, 2, 3, 4. 4 isn't there. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Oh, I need 7 in this column, and I've got 6, so I can't put a 1 there. And I can't put 1 here or here, so that has to be where the 1 goes. And for that to be 7, it's either 2, 5, or 3, 4. 4 comes out. But if it's 2, 5, then that's a 3. And if it's 3, 4, then that's a 5. I have to have a 3 or a 5. Yeah. The 2, 4, instead of 1, 3. Okay. So these are minimum 7, so you can't have a 2. If I have a 1 here, then that would have to be 4 and 5. The 2 would have to be 3 and 5. So if this was a 4, and that was a 4, that would have to be a 2. A 4 and a 2 would have to be another 4, so this is a 5. Like that. 1, 3. Well, apparently that's not there. That's a 4. And how do we fix these? It's got to be here, because that's 2, 5, and 3. There we go. Well, that wasn't what I was trying to copy. Can't find it. Alright. Next puzzle is going to be Tea Time by Brunel. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits do not repeat in a cage, and sum to the number given. Neighboring digits along a green line have a difference of at least 5. Box borders divide a blue line into segments with the same sum. A white dot joins consecutive digits. We've got pages. Whatever this value is going to be the same sum as what's over here, same as going on over there. German whisper line. I guess I didn't explain the rules on the previous puzzle, but they were fairly straightforward. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. If I make this one purple, then the surrounding ones are orange. Purple. Orange. Purple. The reason for doing this is because when you have a German whisper line or the green line with a difference of at least 5, if I place, say, a 1 here, the minimum that I could do is 1 plus 5 is 6. So they have to alternate between high and low values. Even if I were to, same if I were to put a 9 here, 9 would have to at least have a distance of minimum 4. I said that wrong. The closest digit to 9 is a 4, but it could be a 3, a 2, or a 1. They have to alternate between high and low digits. Now, those can't be two high digits, because if they were, they would both be at least 6, which is already 12. So we know that our purple digits are low and our orange digits are high. This actually has to be a 5, because there are already 4 red digits, so this one ends up being blue. That's a 6, that's a 1. And if that's 7, 8, 9, then that has to be a 2, because there has to be a 7 next to it. 7, well, you can't have the 7 here. You can do 8 or 9, because an 8 can be next to a 3. This has to be a 5, because all of this is on a German whisper line. So that's a 5, because those two are a German whisper line.
In row 9, the 8, 9 can be resolved because 24 plus 5 is 29, plus 7 is 36 and a 9.
Doesn't help this one, because that can still be a 3 next to a 9. Right. Well, these 3 have to be high digits, because if they were low digits, there'd be 5 low digits. So that's going to make those digits all high digits, and one's low. That is a 1-2 pair.
Yeah. And 6, 7, 8. I guess it doesn't matter. It just 6 has to be on the end there.
Well, one of these two has to be a 6, because they're either a 6 or a 9. So that has to be a 1. That one's 9, that one's 6. Oh, of course, this one couldn't have been a 6, because it would have ended up with 3 1s next to it. This is 3 or 4. This is also 3 or 4. This one has to be 2, 3, or 4, because that German whisper line here has to be a high digit, which there is only 1 left. The other's a low digit, and so this one has to be the 4th low digit in the row. Same is going to be happening here. We already have a 5. So this one is going to be a high digit, because there's 2 high digits left in the row. One of them has to be on here, and then the 4th one's going to be over here, because it can't also be on the German whisper line, or we can think of it as being 3 low digits. One of them has to be on there, and so since there's already a 5, that's all 4, that has to be high. Well, if this is a high digit, this one has to be... Well, no, it could be a 5 and a 7, so it doesn't have to be a low digit. Well, this one is a high digit because this could be a 1, 2, 3. Well, we know it's minimum 1, 2, 3 to get 6.
The 12 cage, they're going from, yeah, that one. The low digits on the right has to be 2 or 3 because it comes from a 7 or an 8.
Right.
And you can't put a 4 on the other one because a 4 would make that either 6, which would put a 6 in the middle. You can't do. Oh, no, it's a 3 digit. So,
A
yeah.
4 would put 9s on both sides.
Right.
And then 4 and 9 is 13, so it wouldn't have worked even if you could put a 4 there. Now those two have to be different, so this is minimum 7. Also, there's the 6 right here. And 7 would be followed by a 1, 2 pair, which is only 10, so you can't use a 7.
Right.
Um,
It's either 1, 2 or 1, 3. So the one on the left is a
right.
1.
So these three are all 7, 8, 9. So where can I put 6 in this row? I guess in all of the remaining spaces.
Yeah.
Well, where can I put 5 in this box? It's not there, and it can't be there. Oh, I guess I can put 5 here still, so that's not helpful. This has to have at least 2 low digits on it. So I can put 3 and 4 for a 7.
You can't use 6. Yeah, you can. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, that
where's
can't be a
5 in
4.
box? You can place 5 in box 2 because it can't be on the in the 45 cage. It can't be high, and there's a 5 in
Column 6.
column 6. So then we need one for column 4. Oh yeah, it's got to be in one of those 3. Never mind.
But I was able to take a 4 off of this one because you'd end up with 2 9s there.
2 9s, right?
That
4,
does give
5,
us a
and 6. 4, 5, and 6 is what's left in that row.
That's not a 5.
And that's less than helpful.
Yeah. This has to be 2 or 3 because it can't be a 4. A 3 would be 8 and 9, and you'd get 7 and 5. A 2 is less helpful,
Right, because
then we can have whatever over there.
I'm having issues keeping the numbers in my head. Row 6, the 2 3 that's at the end of the 12. If that's a 3, then it's 8 to the left of it, 9 above that. Then the 2 3 in the first cell of that row is a 2. So it's a 7 or 9. Nope, I thought I saw something with it, but apparently, like I said, I can't keep the numbers aren't staying straight in my. I'm not following them.
Yeah. It might be easier if instead we picked this one being a 3 and this one being a 2, because this
Right.
forces an 8 9 here, which the
But
2
the 2 makes
forces
that
a 9. So we get an 8 and a 7. 7 or 8. This is 8 or 9. And then this has to be 7 or 9.
No, it has to be 9 because it follows a 3.
Right. 9 would pair with a 3 for 12.
Right.
So
well, that would have
we
been
can't
easier
do
to do it. Right.
Superscript all doesn't matter. 8's out. 9's are out. 9 removes 3 from there. 4, 3. Oh, that's 3. 4. 6. Goes out. I'm getting some feedback from your side.
From my side?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Not sure either. Maybe I was
One
just
in
speaking too
box
loud.
4. One in box 4 is set.
Alright, not down there. Neither of those two. Not this one. Do the 4-5 cage.
Due to the 45 cage. Oh, where does 1 go in box 2? It goes on the 45 cage because it's.
Right.
Thank you, Electron.
Because we don't need the coloring anymore. Alright, we have a 6 in here, so that 6 isn't there. That 6 takes it out there. But we don't know anything else. So
Column 2 is left with 4, 5, 6. You can't put the 6. Oh no, 4, 5.
4, 5,
Oh, I
7,
see.
8, 9.
7, 8, 9. Yeah. But you can't have 7, 8, or 9 on the. So 6 is out for the.
Right.
4 can. No, 4 can't be 1 and 2 for 7. Because there's a 1, 2 in column 1.
Right. So this is minimum 3. And you can't have another from 4 and 5, so that has to be a 3.
And it can't be 7. So 1, 4, 3, and yeah, 3, 5, 2, 8, 9. Yeah. That 1 then looks over into box 6.
Because we got up here, those can't be 1s. This one takes it out of the top, and that one takes it out of the middle. Now, what are the options here?
All right. In box 1, where does the ones go? But it can't be in the 45 cage because the 45 cage has a 1 in box 2. So now where does 1 go in box 3?
So now 2,
No.
4 is the minimum. So this is minimum 6. And what's left over in these 3? 1, 9, 8, 6, 5, and 3. You could use a 7. Because you can have a 2 here. But otherwise, it would be 5, 6, 7, and you can never put a 9 up there.
You can't put 8 because you can't have 1.
Right. And it couldn't be 8, 1, and 9 anyway, because that's an 8, 9. Six and 2 is 8. Okay, maybe that's less helpful than I wish it was. 1, 9, and a 7, 8 is out. This also can't be 2, 4, 5, or 6. So apparently the only thing that's left here is a 3. Which makes that a 2. 2 and 3 is out. 4 is out from the 4 down there. 4, 5, and 6 triple isn't yet resolved.
Okay, since there's a 3 in the 45 cage in box 2, the 3 is in column 6, which brings the 3 into column 5 in box 8, which places the 3 in box 5. And 3 would have to go with 9 because 7 and 8, there's a 7-8 pair, in row 8. That's got to be a 9, yeah. And 4 can't go on the green line, so that's, yeah. No, that's a 4.
4, 5, 6. 4, 4, and 8. 7, 9, 7, 9. That's a 5
So
left over.
Yeah. That last German whisper in box 8 is a 2 on the left with the 7 or 8 on the right. In box 8? Oh.
Oh.
2 on the left. 7.
So this is either 2, 4 or 1, 5. 2, 7 makes an 8.
Column 5 needs an 8. And then that's a 4.
7, 6.
6, yeah.
6 pair makes this 9.
And 8, yeah.
Can't do 7 and 2 anymore, so 2, 6, and 8. That's a 6. 7, 8. That's a 2, so that's 7 and 2. 6.
Well, 6 is
7.
on top.
Um, 3,
7 is
4,
on top.
5. There we go. All right. Then now we're on to double counting by Timotab. Normal Sudoku rules apply. A circle's neighborhood includes the cell containing the circle and any cell touching it on an edge or corner. Wait. A circle's neighborhood includes the cell containing the circle and any cell touching it on an edge or corner.
Edge or corner of the cell. It would be any of the 8 cells surrounding the one.
Yeah. The digit in the circle is the number of cells in its neighborhood that have the same odd-even parity as the circled digit. Digits in circles also indicate how many circles in the puzzle contain that digit. Okay. So its neighborhood, in this case, would be, for this one, would be the entire box. And then for this one, its neighborhood would just simply be these 6. Now, if it's telling us how many have the same parity, and since we know it's the same, we know it contains the whole box, we know that there are 4 even digits and 5 odd digits. So we already have a 4, so this is going to have to be a 5, telling us there are 5 odd digits in this region. Because the circle its neighborhood contains itself. Because otherwise the whole puzzle wouldn't work.
Five. Okay, so 5 circles in the puzzle are going to contain a 5.
Yeah.
Are there 15 circles?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay. Well, you can't have 6 in an odd even parity.
Right.
Because the max is going to be 5.
Although, that would only be in for... Could I put a 6 here? Well, I guess I can't put a 6 there because there's a 6 already
Right.
in that space. But
well, maybe. Yeah, I guess that would have to be
here,
in the center.
Right. Because I've got lots of options of where to place stuff.
Right. I didn't think about that. I was thinking in a single box. Oh, yeah, and Electron says I think it can be more than 6. Yeah, center of the box is always going to be 4 or 5.
So that's going to place those. And we've just learned, because they can't be the same, one of them's a 4. So we've got 5 and 4, which is 9, and we've got 6 remaining. Now that doesn't mean we place a 6 in the circles, it just means we need to place 2 numbers that sum to 6. Or, I guess
But we already have 4 and 5. Yeah, it would have, in that case, it would have to be 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, true.
And 1 could work in the first cell of the puzzle.
Hmm.
8, 2, and 6. Yeah, it could work.
Could we do 6?
Also in box 2.
Could they be 4, 5, and 6? No, because I'd have to have 2 5s. Okay. So they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5. So that one's even. That's a 3 now, which is odd. Those are not 3s. These can't be 4s, neither can those. That's not a 2. That's odd. Not a 1, not a 3.
Well,
I can only make one of those 2 odd. Or, in fact, I have to make one of those 2 odd. The other must be even, so these 2 must both be odd.
alright, since the neighborhood also includes the circle, any circle that touches an odd digit cannot have a 1 in it. Because 1 would have to be surrounded by evens.
Right.
So box 6. Okay.
This could not be a 1 because it has 5 neighbors. And if you include itself, I would have to place...
Right.
Oh, well, it has 5 neighbors. And I can only put 4 in that.
Right.
So that can't be a 1. Now those 3 could be even, and those 2 could be even. So this could theoretically still be a 1. I doubt it, but it could technically still be a 1. And I think this one could still technically be a 1. Again, I doubt it, but it's possible.
Still refer to what was with box 2? Also in box. Alright, Electron says I think it can be more than 6. Also in box 2. I'm not sure
what. The centers.
Right.
I can't put a 2 in the center. That has to be a 4.
Oh,
so that's
right.
a 5, and that's my other 4.
Oh, that's what the also in box too was. We were catching the one. I got it. I haven't been keeping an eye on on the chat very well.
Okay, so we have 2 4s. I need 2 more 4s. That one could be a 4, that one could be a 4, and then one of those 2. And that. And then I need 3 5s.
Lots of possibilities for 5s though.
Yeah.
Oh, the first cell of the puzzle can't be a 5.
That's true. It only has a neighborhood of 4.
Circle in row 9 can't be 2. Oh yeah, Electron has that right. It can't be a 2.
Right, because it already has 2 even neighbors.
And
so
it's
that
odd.
makes it odd.
Oh, it can't be 5 either.
Right, because it has 2 odd neighbors, or excuse me, 2 even neighbors, and there's only 4 remaining. You can't put 5 in 4. So somehow, that's our 1. So all of these are even. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Those aren't 4, 6. That's not 4, 6. That's not a 6. The rest of this is all odd. 3, 5, 7, 9. These aren't 3. That's not a 7. That's not a 5. Those aren't 7. So that's a 7. So that 7 places it there. 3, 5, and 9 is going to take 3 and 5 out of that. This becomes even.
Alright, the circles. Box 1, the 3 comes out of that one.
Right. And those are a 2, 5 pair. Now I have to have 2 evens in this region.
Electron said I was trying to show that the circle can't be 1 and was struggling. Turns out because it is 1.
Yeah, I was surprised by that as well. So I need 2 odds up here. Only 1 even. Okay.
Only 1 even up there. Because you said 2. What?
I got my words twisted around.
Okay.
Yeah, I said the wrong things.
But one of those 2 circles in box 1 is a 2.
Yeah. If this was a 2, then I only have 1 even in that grouping.
And there's going to be 2 of those in box 1 alone. Because you can only put 1 even that doesn't touch it.
Yeah. So if that's a 2, those are all odd, and that's even. And those 2 would be odd. That would be even, so that would be odd. Those would both be even. Oh. I would have... Okay. If this is a 2 and this is a 5, this is a 2. So in this region, I can only have one more even. If I just focus in this box, if I have... so I know that these two are even. If I can only put one more in this group, then that has to be even. Then the 3 is going to make those two odd. This is a 5, so it's odd. So now the 2 has to have an even neighbor as one of those two. So these 3 end up being odd. So how's my 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the rest of this is even. That makes this odd. And now in column 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 odd digits. But
that does not
I only
work, no.
have 5. So that is going to mean this is a 5 and that's a 2. Even and odd. Circles in row 4. Must be 4, 5. So you need a 4 and a 5 in that row. You get 4 4s, circles, and give 5s in circles.
Oh, I missed a circle in box 9. Don't listen to me.
Alright. Well, that's odd, but so is the rest of the stuff in this column, because I've already got my 4 evens. If this was a 4, all 4 of those would be even, but then I'd have 5 evens, so that's not allowed.
Row 4, column 4 can't be a 2. Yeah, I was seeing that. Because it already
Right.
sees 2 evens.
This was a 3, all of that would be even. That would
And then
have
that
to
would
be a
have to
5.
be a 5, and that doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. So this has to be 5 in that too. And that's a 4. Only one of these is even, so only one of those is even. That's not where we need yet.
I already have 2 2 in circles now.
So this becomes a 5.
The one in box 9 becomes a 4.
Why can't
Box
this be a
9.
4?
Box 9
Well, I'm saying, why
becomes a
can't
4
this be a 4? Is it because it has to be a... Oh, because
it has
the
to be a
2s.
3.
Yeah. I had immediately forgotten the 2s after I applied it over there. That 3's done. That 5 is done. 1, 7, and 9.
The 4 in box 6. The 3s, yeah, those are all.
R2, that's 6. 1, 3, and 9. Neither of them is a 3.
Row 7 has a 3 9, which makes a 5 in the first of the row.
Right. 7. Neither of them's a 3, so that is. Oh,
Right.
well, where's 2 in this row? It's gotta be here.
Box 6. The first cell of box 6 is an even. Because you've got 4 odds that are marked and then, yeah, so it's a 3 even pair. Not that that helps. It's a 2 or a 6.
Oh, but where's 8 in this box? This 8 takes it out of there, so that has to be an 8. That has to be a 6.
Row 7, or row 8, excuse me, row 8. A 2 has to go in box 9 because there's a 2 in column 6. And that's the last even in that box.
Apparently that one's a 9. Apparently that one's a 7. So that's a 5. And 3. Not a 3.
And the last one in row 9 is even.
2 and 1. 8. 1, 9, 1. Not ones. 2, 3, 1. 3, 6, and something else.
1.
One of those is a 6. This is odd. This is even. These are both odd, so that's an 8. 7, 9. Apparently that's a 9, that's a 7, that's a 1, that's a 9, that's a 3. Is that a 6, a 1, a 2, a 3? And these are odd. This one's even, and now this 4 is done.
Column 5, the last odd is in box 2, and it's a 9. Doesn't really help, but
4. 8, 7. 7. 4, 5.
5.
8. 8, 9. 4, 5, 8, and
1?
3,
No, what's a 1, 2, 3, 5,
7.
7. Yeah, apparently I can't count.
7.
And that's the 3
Odd.
circle in box 5 is now done.
6, 8, 6. Those
So it's a
odds,
4
these
below
are
the 3.
even.
Yeah.
5.
8's in
That
the
one's
top
the
one.
8. Yeah. All right. Double counting. Enter. Aha. solution code is column 8, 254, 78, and 639. Very nice, and easy-ish. There were a couple of things that I was slow on, but it's not super difficult. Alright. That out. Next puzzle is going to be Carved Out by Whipman. Normal Sudoku rules apply. The pumpkin, or orange line, is an entropic line that alternates low, middle, and high. The stem, green line, is a German whisper where the digits have a difference of at least 5. The face consists of thermometers, on which the digits increase from the bulb end. Digits separated by an X sum to 10, and digits separated by a V sum to 5. Not every X or V is given. Alright. Well, that means this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And obviously that can't be a 1. So there we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 6, 5. Can't put a 5 there, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 2 or 3. Four. And, well, this actually has to be a 1-4 pair, because it's the low, middle, high. So then these are going to be 7, 8, 9. So that's a 7. 2 pairs of 3. 4 pairs of 1. And,
7 can't attach to 4.
Right. Wait, no. This is a German whisper line up here.
Oh, right.
But we know 1, 2, 3, 4, not a 1, not a 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, not a 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, not a 1, that could be a 4, that could be a 4, that could be a 4. But this couldn't be a 7, it has 3 neighbors. If this was an 8, you'd have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay, never mind.
No. It can't be 8. Because it would be 1 on the left. And then it would have to be 4 on the right because of the entropic line.
Oh!
9 has to be in the middle. One of those has to be a 4.
Right.
So if you go from the 9, go skip, that's if you follow the pumpkin around, yeah.
Uh, 6 can't be a 5, so that's 4, 6, 3, 7, 8, 9. It's an 8, that's a 2. 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3.
3.
That's a 1.
1. 7, 8, 9. 7. Or 2. That's a 2. That's an 8. 4, 5, 6. Not a 6. 1, 2, 3. 1. 7, 8, 9. 9. 3. 7. 2. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4. 3 pairs of 7. 2 and 3 pairs of 7, 8. 2, 8. 5, 3, 2, 1, 9. 5, 6, and 7, I believe. Places a 7 there. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Two. Apparently a 2 is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. These two aren't 5, nor are they 8. That's a 9, that's a 7. So those are in a 7, 9 pair. 5, 8, makes that a 6, makes that a 5, a 6.
Row 6 needs a 4.
4. These two, 4 and 5.
Row 5
so
needs
5,
a 7.
7. So 6, 8, 8 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those aren't 3s. Those aren't 7s. That's not 5 or 9.
Column 8 is 3, 7, and 6, I think.
Yep.
3, 5, 9.
5, 7, 9, and 4. 4, 5 pair makes that.
5, 6, 8, triple in column 6.
5, 6, 8 makes that a 4, makes that a 5. Takes 5s out of there. 9, 7, 3, 5. Not 3s, that's a 4.
Column
Those aren't
6
5s,
needs
so
a
that
9.
is 1, I think. 3 and
5.
I have to say 9, but that's there. This needs a 1. I need a 2 in one of those two. A 3 here.
3 and 5.
5. I need a 7, a
7,
2, and an 8.
8.
And then
Column 1 needs
2.
6 and 9.
That order. This one, I didn't see a 3.
4 and
4.
8.
Ta-da! That one's super speedy. I don't know how we did it that fast. Copy and paste. Enter. Aw. Alright, so next puzzle is going to be Hot Potato by Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply, i.e. every row, column, and 3x3 box, or 3x3 region has to contain the digits 1 to 9 for once each. Killer cages. Digits in a cage do not repeat and sum to the clue in the top left. Moreover, if cages are adjacent to each other, i.e. share an edge, they have to contain at least one common digit. Interesting. So if I were to put a 4 in here, or rather a 4 here, then this cage might need to share a 4 with this. Well, in fact, it would have to, since this digit would have to be the one that's shared between those two. And this one would be the one that's in the 11. Well, okay, so if that's a red digit, then that red digit has to go in there. This blue digit has to go in there, and then whatever this one is, it's going to be in the 15. Well, that's going to get super confusing very quickly, so let's not do that. Now, 15 is 6, 7, 8, 9. And this has to be inside of the 15, so it's a 6, 7, 8, 9. So then we have 5, 4, 3, 2. Now, the 1, 2, 4, 5, this can't be a 3, because if it was, it would have to be there. Because whatever this digit is going to have to be that one. So that's not a 3, that can't be 1, that's not a 5. So we know that these two are the same. Take a 3 out means we lose the 8. And we know that this is in here, so we can't have an 8 and a 7. So the 7 comes out. Now, you can't put a 6 inside of the 12, so that's a 9, that's a 9, that's a 6, and this is a 3. So this is going to have a 3 and a 7. And now this has to be 7 and 5.
Robert?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I accidentally muted. No wonder you weren't responding. Back up to where since the 8 was eliminated from that 11, the 7 could still be in the 15 cage, which could still be 7-8.
When...
Yeah, so I had accidentally muted myself, actually I had muted. I forgot to unmute because I was crunching chips, but because I was starting with the 11 cage that's in column 2.
Yeah.
Because the bottom of that is the same as the first cell of 13 cage. Those are the same. The top cell of the 11 cage is the right hand of the 8 cage. Those are the same. The left of the 8 cage is those two, yeah. And that 10 cage goes to the 7. And blue, no, I was going to say blue has to be in the 10 in row 1, but it doesn't.
Blue could be purple. So that's unfortunate.
Well, if we go, okay, in column 7 now, the 15 cage, yeah, it goes to the 12. So that can't be 6. And that one, the 12 goes down to the 10.
Well, that's still a 5 and a 7. Makes that a 7 and a 3. That a 3 and a 9. This is not a 7. That's not an 8. But it still has to be a 9 and a 6. That's still a 6 or a 9. But we just have to go down and come back up. 4 is out. Yeah, it's 2, 9, or 5, 6. 4, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, the 7-8 was still eliminated from that, but it was not.
I just didn't do it correctly. So that's
right.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not a 5, not a 2. This can't be a 5, so that can't be a 2. This is 1, 3, 4, 6, making this 4, 6, 7, 4, 9. 7 is out, 3 is out, 3 is out, 4 is out. This is 4, 6, or 9, making this 2, 5, 4, 7. This is 2, 5, or 7, making this 1, 3, or 6. 3 is out, 5 is out, 5 is out, 6 is out, 6 is out, 4 is out, 4 is out, 3 is out. 1 6 pair makes that a 4 and a 2, makes that a 2 and a 9, and then I can remove color. This is 1 or 6, you can't put a 1 in a 2-cell 11. So we get 6 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 9 and 6 and 1. And
Blue
9.
is 5.
5 and 8, and we can remove our coloring. This does end up being a 5.
Okay, the 10 cage in row 1 has to have a
Yes.
5 in it because it can't have an 8.
Also has to have a 4. So one of those is 4. What's left in this box? 1, 4, 5, 8, 6. And none of those can be a 9. So that is. These two aren't 2, so that is. And
8.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 7. Guess I can do this column. 1, 2, 5, 6, 8. 3 and 7, 9.
3, 4 pair, column 2.
2, 5, 7, and 9. 3 and 6. 3, 4, 8, and 2. 3 places of 2. Can I put a 9 and a 16? Yeah, I can put a 9 and a 16.
1, 2, 4.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yeah, because
look at column 5. Column 5 has 1, 2, and 4. And the 9, the whole thing sees 9 anyway.
Right. The whole thing sees 2, the whole thing sees 9. 1, 3, 4, 6. 1, 3, and 6. 7. 3 and 6. Okay. And then. So, no 9s, no 2s. So we're going to have a 1.
Well, in the bottom, the two that are in box 8, 9 is the minimum.
Right. So these have to be maxima, or if 9's the minimum, then this is maximum 7. So we can't have an 8 nor a 7 in them.
And there's not a 1, 2 possibility in those top 2. So the elbow can't be an 8 because 8 and 5 is 13 would be the minimum. And you can't do 1, 2
Okay.
in the top part of it. So that one can't be an 8. Did you understand why?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure I was clear on that.
Because
But the left one can be because 8 and 4 is 12 and we can still do 1 and 3.
right. Because you couldn't do 8 and 7. That's 15, and minimum in 2 cells is 2 more to get past 16. So 8 and 5 is 13. Would have to be 3 more, 1 and 2, but you couldn't put a 2 in there at all. So 8, 5, and too much. But I have to have a 3 in here, right? Because it had to either have a 3 or a 9 in it, but none of it could be a 9, so it has to have a 3. So that 3 has to go here, because those two can't be a 3, and that can't be a 3. So that's 4, that's 1, that's 7, 3.
Oh, and the 7 cage touches that. A 1 or a 6, well, it can't have 6 in any of it, so it's a 1.
So that's
So
4, so this
12.
is 12.
4, 5,
8,
4, 8,
or
and 5, 7.
7. Don't know which yet, but I think that's all of the cages, so now we're on Sudoku. So 1 is one of those two. What about 3? 3's going to end up there. No, those are 3 because of those. And what's the remainder here? 9, 1, 4, 5, 2, and 3. 6 and 7 is out. 4, 5, 6. Seven could be anywhere. 8. Okay. 1, 3, 6, 7. 1, 6, and 7. Not a 7.
Row 5. Row 5 needs 4, 5, 8.
4, not a 5.
Oh, that was less helpful than I
4.
was.
4, 9, 3, and 7. Not 5. Not 2 or 6. So that's not an 8. That's a 2 then. That's a 6. 5, 8 pair places a 4. Takes the 4 out. And the remainder in here. 1, 3, 4, 6, 5, and 8. Neither of those is 9, so that is 7, 2. Not a 7.
Down
that
the
can't
16
be a 6,
cage.
so that is 8, 7, 16 cage, not a 7, so not a 5. 5 and 8 means that's a 7 and a 5. 9, 7. 4 and 5.
Call box 8 and the 4 can be placed.
4.
3 and 8.
3, 3, 7, 3, 7. 1 apparently, and 8. 1 and 4. 4, 6, 1. This is a 2. And you go 1,
1.
2, 3, 4. 8, 6, 4, and 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go.
That one was pretty speedy too. I liked that.
Sudoku. There we go. Column 1. 2, 7, 1, 4, 8, 6. Submit. And very nice. And that one felt more average because the linking. The linking wasn't too difficult. I probably should have just put in numbers earlier. And then I made that one mistake. But just because I made a mistake doesn't mean the puzzle's harder. I don't know. Maybe that's easy. Because if you just put in numbers and follow what needs to happen, it's not too difficult. I'm gonna go with easy there. 1 star versus 2 stars. It doesn't matter much to me. Last puzzle. Well, maybe not necessarily the last puzzle for today. We've got 40 minutes left. So the last puzzle I have prepped is Out of Order by Blackjack Fitz. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio. Digits along a pink line form a consecutive set that must appear out of order. So 4, 3, 2, 1 is not valid while 4, 3, 1, 2 is. Okay. So normally on a Renban line, which is what these consecutive lines are, you could do 1, 2, and 3. They're saying, no, have to do it out of order. All right. Well,
those are going to have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
right. I think I need to start by putting these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Now,
1 and 2 is not possible.
right. And that's true on both of those. 2 and 4, 3 and 6, 4 and 8. Okay. Now, could I put a 2 in the middle? I think the answer to that question is no. Because if I did, it would have to go 1 and 3 on either side of it.
And you can't put 8 in the middle either, because it would have to be 7 and 9.
And is
8 takes
4,
out
5,
4.
and 6. Oh, I guess it has to be a 3-6 pair now. So one of these is 1, 2, 3. The other is 4, 5, and 6. So then these are 7, 8, 9, and we lose. We only lose 8 over here.
8 cannot go in the middle.
Right. And that's true over here. You can't do 2 or 8 in the middle here.
Right.
So now, because there's no 2, you can't have 1s on the outsides. The rest is fine. But now, because there's no 8, the middle has to be 7, 8, 9, which takes 8 out of that one.
Yeah, those 2 black Kropkis in column 5, the outside one can't be 4, because 4 doesn't have anything to pair with then.
Okay.
Because that's the only even on the inside is the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you remember solve? Elatron says, "Oh, I remember solving this. This was a fun puzzle." Was that the hot potato, or is that this one, the out of order?
Out of order.
Okay, the one we're doing now. Oh, okay, well, never mind. Because it doesn't have to include.
This cannot be 1, 2, 3, nor can it be 7, 8, 9. So 1 and 9 are in the middles here. This one's not a 9. And the same is true over here, where that's not a 9.
Column 9, the black Kropki can't be 3, 6, because that would eliminate the 3, 6 possibility above it.
Right. One, 2, 4, 5.
The 9s in box 9 look to the left.
Right. That places 7s in the middle. So now I have to place a 7 on one of these two, which can either be eight, 7, 6, in which case the 7 can't be in the middle. Or it can be 7, 6, 5.
Yeah, the box 5, the 8 in the center can't be an 8.
Right. Okay. Well, I need to place a 3 on the lines. That 3 cannot be with the 7, because 3, 4, 5 is the farthest it can go. Therefore, the 6 is with the 7. And so it's either 5, 6, 7 or 6, 7, 8. And so we either get 2 or 8,
5.
or 5.
Well, because it could be 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Because it's either 2 at the beginning and 1 at the end, 2 at the end and 1 at the beginning, or the first and last and the middle. For the leftovers here.
And
But now,
4 is going to have to go across the center of box 8. Somewhere.
Now this one, what can it be? If it is, if it was 1, 2, 3, this would be 4, 5, 6, and you have 7, 8, 9 here. But that wouldn't work.
Right, because one of those is low and one is high.
Right. So this has to at least have a 7 on it then, doesn't it? Because this can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, and 6. So it has to at least have a 7 on here. So the 7s come out of here. And the same is true on this side. So, because we know that 7 and 6 is together. Oh no, this is worse because now we can go 7, 8, and 6 in either order. It just can't go 7, 6, 5, but it could go 7, 5, 6. But we know this has to at least have a 7 on it. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, but it can't go 7, 8. Well, this one we know is not 7, 8, 9. So that's not a 6, and that's not a 3.
Well, we know it's going to be either 5, 6, 7 or 6, 7, 8. So you can't have 9 in that column. So 9 has to be in columns 2 and in column 8. It can't be on the pink line, so it's going to be the center digit. And since 6 in column 8 and column 2 has to be on that Ren band, it's either 5, 6, 7 or 6, 7, 8. The 6 comes out from boxes 3 and box 7.
Right, so these are both 3s then.
Yeah.
4, 5. Takes those off, so that's not 1 and 2. It's also not a 5, so that's an 8. So that's a 1. 4, 2, 5. Huh?
I just looked at my Electron says there can't be a 5 on the outer part of the pink line in box 6, or else it'd be in order. The same with box 4, yeah.
Right, because it would have to go 5, 6, 7. And now we know 6 can't be either of those two, so it has to be one of these two. Oh, but it's going to have to go 7, 6, 5. Because the 8's out. So this is a 6. That's a 5. The 8 comes off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, you're still going to have a 6, because it's going to have to go 8, 7, 6, because it can't go up to 9. So then the 6 and the 3 comes off. You have to have a 2. That's not it. Now, the 3 that pairs with the 4 can't go 3, 4, 5. So it's going to have to be 3, 4, and 2. 2, 4, and 8. That's
Well,
3,
2 and
6. That's
4,
3,
9, 8
6.
cannot be on that Renban in box 2. It can't reach 2 or 4.
So that has to be a 3 then.
Column 9 needs a 9.
Well, 9 needs a 9. 6, another 3, another 3. So that's 6, 8, and 7 for 4, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, and 2. 8, 5, 2, 4, 9, 8, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 1,
Box
2, 1, 2.
Box 6, there's 3, 4, 5 left.
5, 3, 4. 7, 5, 6. And then the other goes 2,
Well,
3, 4.
Yeah.
Can't have the 3 in the middle. So can't have 2. So the 4 is in the middle. Those aren't 3s, those aren't 2s.
Column 3. Okay.
5, not a 5, so that's 1, that's 5, that's 1. 1, 2, 3,
3, 8,
4,
9.
5, 8, 9, 8, 9, 7, 8. That's an 8. 6, 7. 5. Well, it can't go down to 4, so that's a 6, 7 pair. So can't have 6 or 7 here. So that's a 2, 3, and a 4. And a 5, 6, and a 7. 4, 5, 1, 2. I don't see where 3 is. It's there. I still
9
need
is
a
on the bottom.
1. 7, 9.
1.
1.
5. One of those is a 7 and the other's a 9.
There we go.
Nice.
Alright. That one was kind of confusing, I think. We got through it fairly quickly, but I think the 2, 7, 8, close to 1. The fact that they can't be in order made that a bit more difficult. Definitely interesting. I want to say that the fact that they can't be in order added to the difficulty, but I'm not sure if, let's say, it could be in order, how that would have changed the difficulty of this particular puzzle. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it as average. Because it seemed a bit trickier to me. I don't know. Yeah, alright. Then, that was all of the puzzles we had prepared. And since Elytron is here, I don't even have the, notepad up. That up, then that one showed up, so that's not the one I want. Sudoku notepad needs to be, Oh, that was not supposed to show up. Oh, I know why it's being silly. There we go. Okay. Do, 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 do. What was I doing? Right. I was taking a look at this, and then I was gonna that, this, paste. Alright, so Electron's got 2 puzzles. I think we can probably take on one. So let's just do the older of the 2. Dutch flat shapes. Alright, so this one looks like it's gonna be fun. Alright, so this is Dutch flat shapes by Electron. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits separated by a black shape are in a 1:2 ratio. Green shapes don't have such a restriction. Shapes are made up of semicircles and semi-squares, resulting in either a full circle, a full square, or a circle square. These may be rotated in any direction. Digits separated by a circle add to 9, circle square 12, and a full square 15. Dutch flatmates. Every 5 in the grid must have a 1 directly above it or a 9 directly below it. It may have both, but it doesn't need both. Fog. The grid is partially covered with fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around that cell. No guessing is required. Alright.
Well, the black, it's either 3, 6,
For 9
if it's round. Add to 12.
or 8.
Yeah. And you can't do 15.
Right.
Well, one, it's not a square. So.
Yeah.
Well, those can't all be squares because that would be, well, one can't do 15 in all 3 of those.
Yeah.
Um,
They could all be circle squares.
yeah.
Because 7, 8, and 9 all have partners.
Right.
It'd be 1, 2, and 6 on the outside. Okay.
Well, we know 1 and 2
Mm-hmm.
cannot be in 12 or 15.
True.
Yeah. 1 directly above or 9 directly below. So a 5 is either going to be part of a 12.
Right. So wherever we put the 5 in here,
It's going to have either a 9 directly below it or a 1 directly above it.
yeah. Now, that eliminates 5 from there. It doesn't quite eliminate it from these two, but it eliminates it from there. You could place a 5 here and get a 7 below it.
With the 1 above it.
Right. If I placed a 5 here, it would have to be a 7 above it and a 9 below it. Losing the 9 from all of the options.
Well, all right. Let's look at if all 3 sum to 12.
I wouldn't be able to use a
That's
3.
36. It would have to be a 1, 2, 6 on the outside. In which case you wouldn't be able to place a 5 at all.
5, 7, and a 1 above it.
Oh, right.
But if I place a 5 in one of these two positions and I place a 9 below it, where does the 3 go? Because it wouldn't be 3 and 9, and the 3 can't go on a 15.
Right.
So that eliminates it from both of those. And then if this is 1, 2, and 5, then I don't have 5 and 7 as an option for 12, so it'd have to be 7 and 8 as a 15. But then...
Where do your 4 go?
Exactly. So they do all have to be 12s, and they have to be... excuse me.
Nope.
I hit the wrong button. This has to be a 5 with a 7 and a 1 above it. And then we get 2, 6. And then 3, 9, and 4, 8. Oh, and... Wait. That's a 15.
No. 3, 9 is 12.
But this is a 15, though.
Oh.
So now I feel like my conclusion was wrong.
Well, it would be... Don't know if they need to all be 12.
So, okay, if these were 1, 2, and 5, I know I can't place a 5 here, because I couldn't place a 1 above it, so the 9 would have to be below it, and this would have to be a 7. So now, where do I place a 3? Well, I know these are 1 and 2, so it would have to be 3 and 9, but that doesn't work. So, okay. You can't place a 5 here, you can't place it there, and I just proved you can't place it in either of those two. If I did 1, 2, and 5 here, then where do I place the 7? Well, wherever I place the 7, it would have to pair with an 8 to make 15, because it couldn't make 12. So then, where does the 4 go? The 4 can't go with 8 to make 12, and 4 can never make 15 in 2 digits. So then that's broken, and so none of those can be a 5. So this is the only place that could be a 5. And since that had to be a 5 followed by a 7, and with a 1 above it, that gets us there. I didn't say anything about whether or not they all had to be 12s yet. So I got confused on that. So that is a 6 and a 9. And then, well, okay, if that's 6 and 9, this must be 2 and 3, because I can't make 3 and 9 for 12. So now I have to have 4 and 8 left over to make 12. Okay. So now, where does 5 go in this box? Well, it can't have a 1 above it there. It would have to have a 9 below it. But the 9 is here, so it can't have a 5 there, because it couldn't have a 9 below it. But I could put 1 in any of those positions, so those could have a 1 above them. And that can have the 9 below it. Okay, I'm missing something. Okay, 5s don't seem particularly helpful yet. Oh, where's the 5 in this row? Well, it's going to be over there. It can't have a 1 above it, so it must have a 9 below it. So that's a 6 and that's a 9. That's 12 like we thought. This has to be 12, so that has to be a 3 and a 9. This is either 12 or 9. And that's 12 or 9. Okay, but
5 is going to have to, well, no. Never mind. I was going to say 5 is going to have a 1 above it. But if it's in the bottom row, it can have it. It can be. No, it can't be.
and that can't be a 5, because it couldn't have a 1 above it or a 9 below it. This can't be a 5, because it can't have a 1 above it or a 9 below it. So that's a 5. And that's a 4. And this is not 4 and 8. Buttons. And that's a 9. So 3, 4, 6, 8. 4 and 5, 3, 6. And 8.
5
and 1.
has to have a 1 above it.
Right. So 8. 6, 2, 1, 5, and 4.
That's got to be 7, 8 for 15.
Right. Eight, 3, 9, 2, 7. 7, 8, 6, 8, 2, 4, and 9.
9 can't be on a Kropke dot.
Right.
At least not a black one.
So this has to be 4 and 8. Make 12. And this is, again, 3, 6, or 4, 8. But it can't be an 8, so it can't be a 4, so that's 3 and 6. And if that's a square, it could be 3 and 9 for 12, or 6 and 9 for 15, but that's a 9 in either case. 2 and 9, so that's 3, that's a 6, that's not a 6. 3, 6, 9, and 8. Now 2's there, or 4's there. Okay, where's 5? Neither of these can be 5, because they would have to have a 1 above them.
Column 1, box 7, the first cell. Can't be a 5, the first cell. Because it can't have a 1 above it or a 9 below it.
And this can't be a 1, because then the 5 wouldn't work in the column. So, if this is a 5, that's a 1. If that's a 5, that's a 1.
The green circle in row 9.
Yeah.
So circle is 9 or 12. For 12, it can't be 3, 9. It can't be 4, 8. So if it's a 9, it's 5, 7. I mean, a 12, it's 5, 7. Sorry, 9, 12. I can't.
Yeah. 4, 5, 3, 6, 8. But it has to have a 7 regardless. So
Yeah.
7's out of those two. And now that's a 1-2 pair, so we end up with being a 5, 7. So that's a 6, that's a 1, that's a 5. So that's not a 5, and these aren't 1s, which we knew because of the
1-2 pair. And since one of the, yeah.
9. Confirms that, that's good. This means we're going to have a 1 in one of those two.
Well, no, never mind. Okay, that circle, or the green, it can't be 1, 8. It can't be 2, 7. Can't be 3, 6, or 4, 5. So it's going to have to sum to 12. And it's going to have to be 4, 8. Because 5, 7, and
5, 7, and 3, 9 are out.
Yeah.
So 8 and 7.
Row 7 has a 4, 5, 7, 8. Which leaves a 3, 6 pair.
Oh, that's 15. So 8, 7, 4, 7, 7, 8, 7, 7. 3, 6, 4, 5, 7, 2, and it's 12.
But wait a minute. 1, 8 doesn't work because in that row the 1 has to be in box 6.
Right. 5, 7, and apparently 3, 9 is out. So that's a 4, 8 pair. Well, this can't be a 1 because you couldn't sandwich a 5 between the 1 and
Right.
the 9.
And you can't put a 5 directly above that 9. Because there's a 5 in the row. And since 5 is going to have to be, a 1 is going to have to be directly above the 5. Consider where 1s are in box 6. 1 has to go above the 5 because you can't put a 9.
Well, you can still do
below
5,
it.
1 down here.
Well, I was looking at box 6. You can't put a 9 directly below the 5, so the 1 is going to have to go. Oh yeah, you could put it on the top row. Yeah, never mind.
Why did I say 1s had to be in one of those two? I guess it can be all 3 of those. Oh, I took the 1 out because it would sandwich those. It had to be in that row because of these two.
Right.
So, if that was a 1, then you couldn't put a 5 between the 1 and the 9. So that's not a 1, that's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 5, that's a 7. Well, that's still a 3 or a 5. Because I could put the 5 up somewhere here. Let's say that put the 5 there and the 9 there.
Right.
7, 5, 4, 8, 9 out of both of those. That's not a 3. One, 6, 2, and 7. 9, 5, 3, 9. If this was a 5, it wouldn't work. So that's not a 5. If this was a 5, the 9 would have to be below it, but that's not possible. So that's not a 5. And that can't be a 5. If this was a 5, that would be a 9. So 5's one of those two.
Box 5, cell 9, can't be a 5 because it can't have a 1 above it or a 9 below it.
Same with this one. Not a
Same
1
with that
and
one.
not a 9. Four, 9. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. That can't be a 5. You can't put a 9 below it. Put a 1 above. You can put a 1 above. Five, 6, 2, 7, 7. Two, 3, 4, 8. Say 6. 2, 3, 6 makes that a 9. And then we get a square. 6, 7, 9. If neither can be a 9, then neither can be 6. That's not a 7, that's not an 8. And if it's 12, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. 3 and 9 is out. 7, 5 would be out. 4, 8. 4, 8. That's a 7 either way. Square makes that an 8. 4, 8. Out of both of those. Nine, 8, 7, 4. Either one is a 1. That's number 6. 7, 8. 6, that's 9. 1, 2, 3. Well, 7, 4, 9, 1, 5, or 6. Not 1, 2 pair means that's not a 2. If this was a 5, you couldn't put a 9 below it. So that's a 6, that's a 5, has a 9 below it. That's a 3, that's a 1, that's a 6, that's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 3, that's a 2, 6, 3. 3's out. Apparently a 5. 6, 4, 8. 3's, 6's, 1, 2, 6. 2's are out.
Column
This
8
5
has a
has
4,
to
8,
hold
9.
1, 2, 4, 8, 9. Makes that a 5, a 9, a 4, an 8, 6, 4, 2, 6, 5, 9, 1 above it, 4, 5, 7, 8 pair. That needs to make 12, so that goes like that. 4 and 8. This needs a 3. Somehow I got that correct first try. A 4 and a 7.
7.
Yay! Okay.
And we didn't go much past 10.
Yeah. Alright. Column 9, top to bottom. 2, 3, 1. 5, 6, 7. And 8, 4. 9. Submit. And very nice. At least average difficulty. Yeah, I'm gonna go with average. Submit. Yeah. Alright. Then, that is it for today, because we are past 10. Any final comments on the Sudoku puzzles, Mama?
Nope. It was nice having another Electron puzzle to do.
Yes, was. Alright, then. Thank you, Electron, for being in the chat. Thank you, anyone else who watches this far. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. YouTube engagement stuff like ringing the bell and sharing the video. That being said, we will be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, if you want to watch more Sudoku. And Electron did promise me a puzzle last time we streamed, and we have another Electron puzzle as well, so we will try and do that tomorrow, as well as a few others from the backlog of Cracking the Cryptic puzzles. I guess puzzles that were featured on the Cracking Cryptic channel, to be a bit more precise there. I guess that is all of the things I have to say. Anything that you want to say before we sign off, Mama?
I think I already did.
Alright. Then, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.